Letter to Monsanto. Thank you for making the world better. Isn't that sweet? Somebody takes time out of their day to thank Monsanto. I'll read a little bit of it here. Dear Monsanto, I want to write you this letter thanking you for all your hard work leading the food industry towards the future. Aww. I have seen some incredible things as of late, and I believe that your efforts have been the main reason I and others have been so fortunate. Now, obviously, this is a satire piece. This is a incredible satire piece that you can find on INFOWARS.com, and also on Planet InfoWars is where this actually originated. And if you take a look here, if you subscribe to Planet InfoWars up there in the corner, you can see it on your screen. You can go to Write Articles, and then you may be featured right here on the InfoWars Nightly News or on InfoWars.com. And I think this article has actually been linked other places as well. So congratulations to you, Benjamin Lance, and hope to see more from you. And hey, if you want to get your article featured, submit yours as well. We'll move on to our next story. Frankenscientists announced mutant GMO cows to produce engineered milk for human babies. I'm sorry I laughed, but it's just so ridiculous. New Zealand scientists have unveiled a genetically modified mutant cow, which they say produces a reduced allergen milk for consumption by human babies. I don't think you should feed this to the calf, but you want to give this to a human baby? It's completely ridiculous. I want to read this line. Genetically modified mutant cloned cow. How much more ridiculous can you get? And I'm not talking about Mike Adams as the writer. I mean, that's really how you have to describe these things. Genetically modified mutant cloned cow. And when they're not, you know, making designer trendy cows, they're feeding them gummy bears and sugar daddies and all other types of candy. You can look that article up for yourself. But yeah, genetically modified cows, and they say even this cow in question was born without a tail, so maybe your child will be born without a finger or so. But hey, that's okay, because Monsanto loves you, and they're producing nice, wholesome cloned cow's milk, which I'm sure will be forced on little Chinese children like they forced the other things on the little Chinese children. And you know how the farmers are committing suicide, drinking the Monsanto product. And also, I guess this will give the little calves, or I guess your baby children, big tumors that they can drag around like they gave to the rats. So that ties in with our last article. And don't forget, Monsanto loves you very much. Please write them a letter, handwritten, so that they know that you really care. Next article. Dutch abortion boat heads to Morocco. This is a real story. I found this story this morning. I was like, is this true? They said, cancel your trip to Disney World, cancel the Disney crew. You can talk to Dan Badandi on all the reasons why you shouldn't take a Disney cruise, but that's another issue. Let's take a look at the article. The organization Women on Waves provides abortion and contraceptive information outside territorial waters in countries where abortion is illegal. Over the past 11 years, a Women on Waves ship has arrived in Ireland, Poland, Portugal, and Spain, sparking protests from anti-abortion groups. You think? They got this abortion boat that you can go on. And I mean, I don't like governments telling people what to do, but I am anti-abortion. And it's, I don't know who's regulating this. For the ladies themselves who will go on this boat and put their health in the hands of whoever these people are. Who's regulating to make sure that even, I don't know if there's such thing as a reputable abortionist, but who's making sure that you're safe on this boat? That actually ties in to something that if you guys missed the Alex Jones radio show today, we had Pastor Childress on from blackgenocide.org, where he broke down the history of abortion in this country. And let's take a look at that clip now.
This racism has very well been disguised, and people, and I believe it's because, right, this is a two-party nation, I know, and Republican Party was begun to stop slavery and usually takes the higher ground, but in the black community, the deception has been that the Democratic Party, because of quote-unquote being liberal and more humanistic when it comes to their thinking politically, are not going to perpetrate racism when they have been the greatest advocates of racism basically this country's ever known, under deception. Now, the reason why that happens, though, it is just like, believe it or not, what Malcolm X said. You know, you have the house Negro and then you have the field Negro. Well, Jay Jackson, Al Sharpton, the Congressional Black Caucus have somewhat become profiteers from this dilemma, this particular genocide that's been going on in our community, not only with abortion, but education also. And it is to more or less they are now just to keep African Americans in line and dumb to the truth. And your program is especially important in any program like this that will expose the truth of genocide and expose the true perpetrators of it. And unfortunately, our leadership has sold out. As Malcolm said, they have become house Negroes. I don't espouse the Muslim faith, but I do know truth when I hear it. And they are profiting from it, and it's the main reason why Al Sharpton's on MSNBC. These people basically are given a platform, and African Americans by nature are very suspicious of any other source other than the sources that they have chosen for news. And so they infiltrated those sources and bought off as Margaret Sanger said, she'll hire a colored minister. Well, that's what basically has happened. They've been hired, bought out, and the Holocaust continues. Educational Holocaust continues. And
so there you go. Excellent points by Pastor Childress of blackgenocide.org. And he's actually featured in a film we carry here in the InfoWars store titled MAFA 21. It's a history of black genocide in this country, so definitely take a look at that. And also, if you'd like to see more of Pastor Childress, you can check out prisonplanet.tv in the special reports archive section. You can see a special interview with Pastor Childress. Just another reason, one of the many great reasons to join prisonplanet.tv. You support this broadcast. You get to see great special reports like guys from Pastor Childress. So, hey, just take a look at that. That brings us now to our quote of the day. This one from JFK. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. That's from JFK. That actually ties into where we're going next after this break. I have an interview with Mr. Richard Belzer as he discusses his book, Dead Wrong, and of many things. JFK is mentioned in that, so definitely stay tuned for that after this break. And also stay tuned after the Belzer interview, because I'll sit down with Aaron Dykes as he breaks down his special report of GMO foods at Whole Foods. Stay tuned.
Visit InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the sites, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.